Alright, ladies and gentlemen, WWE Payback 2016 is officially in the books. Welcome to Tap Out TV, first and foremost. Today I've got my official pay-per-view review straight off the show. The show ended just a few seconds ago, and this was probably WWE's best overall show of 2016. Better than Raw, better than any pay-per-view, etc. And it wasn't that hard to do for them. All they really had to do was listen to the audience. And as you can see, they definitely succeeded here. A lot of great matchups, a lot of great booking decisions, which I will get into, and just overall a fun show. Now, there were some things I didn't like we will get into. I've been writing a bunch of notes and predictions and all that stuff on a whiteboard, so I have that kind of as my only reference point, but overall, just a really good show. We're going to start with the kickoff show here. Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler, which got moved to the kickoff show. This was probably the weakest match of the show. Not because there was no intrigue or not because it wasn't good. The ending was a little peculiar. Dolph Ziggler did go over Baron Corbin. It was just a typical roll-up victory, pretty commonplace. I wasn't really too shocked, but I just figured that if WWE wanted to give Baron Corbin a push, they would have him defeat Dolph Ziggler here decisively. This will most likely lead to a match at Extreme Rules where Baron Corbin will get a decisive victory, if not on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Either or, I feel like in this general feud, Baron Corbin will be the victor. I find it weird because Baron Corbin was displayed as such a monster, dominant, and Dolph Ziggler got the win on him. Now, I guess you could say Baron Corbin got a little cocky. Dolph Ziggler took advantage, similar to Austin Aries, but I just found it a little weird. I'm not going to say it was bad. It was a good match. Baron Corbin did look very good, and I can't really complain with Dolph Ziggler getting a win. I just found it kind of odd, as I did expect Baron Corbin to win. That was my prediction. I was wrong. I do have my predictions here. I wrote all my predictions down before I watched the show, and just to see how many I could get right, and I did okay in some parts, and literally it was the pre-show mostly that I failed miserably on. The next match we have here is Kalisto versus Ryback. This was probably one of my favorite matches of the night, and it deserved to be on the main card. It was a fantastic match. Ryback put on a good match. Kalisto especially, he was the star of this match. He really had some amazing spots. Like, it's hard to explain for me. He's just one of the best in-ring talent that WWE has right now, and the fact that he's being featured on the pre-show is just disappointing because he's a great talent. He deserves a lot more. Kalisto did get the victory over Ryback. I was predicting Ryback just because I figured, why would we do this match again? Kalisto won at WrestleMania, but I guess we're just going to keep it on Kalisto. Hopefully this feud is ended, done, and we can get something a little bit better for Kalisto that deserves to be on the main card. Ryback, he's not doing it for anybody, and it's sad to see because he's a good talent, and he has potential, and he's got a good in-ring skill to a small degree. He's workable. However, he just doesn't do it for many people. Kalisto is the better man, the decisive winner, wins with Salida del Sol, and I just hope he continues to keep rolling and hopefully picks up some more momentum. Now, our first match here, this was kind of a sad start to the show. It wasn't bad because it was in no one's control. It was a freak accident. Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains, #1 contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championships, the finals of the WWE Tag Team Championship tournament. There was a spot at the beginning of the match where I believe it was Simon Gotch threw Enzo Amore through the ropes. Enzo caught the rope with his head and had like a whiplash effect landing on the ground. He wasn't moving. The match had to be stopped. They had to rush him. We had updates throughout the night. It was really sad and really scary. Nobody knew what was going on. Thankfully, it's been confirmed that he has only suffered a concussion. All other tests have come back negative, which means he's going to be okay. He has a concussion. This is very sad to see, and I'm curious on who was supposed to win. If it was supposed to be Enzo and Cass, that's just devastating. The Vaudevillains, I mean, they're a great team too, but the fact that we're losing Enzo and Cass for even a small amount of time due to this concussion from Enzo is just sad to see. I'm expecting we're going to go forth with Vaudevillains versus the New Day, since Enzo and Cass probably won't be on TV until Enzo returns. But it's just sad to see, and hopefully he comes back better than ever, and I definitely think these guys are getting a run with the tag team titles in the near future. Next, we have the first official full match of the show, and this was Kevin Owens versus Sami freaking Zayn. This probably was the best match on the card. It had the best build. It had the best story. Fantastic video package. Just everything about this feud just screams awesome. And it was booked so beautifully. Both men came out there, they delivered excellent performances, and it's one of those matches where I say you need to go back and watch this. Is it match of the year contender? Well, we'll have to see, but I think it's definitely in the running to be one of, because it was just great. The emotion was there. There was a lot of cool psychological spots with Kevin Owens looking into Sami Zayn's eyes, telling him to give. It was an emotional roller coaster. Kevin Owens did get the victory decisively, which I think was needed because you need the babyface to chase the heel, and the only way for that to work is the babyface can't be the one getting the victories every week. Sami Zayn is the underdog. We want to see Sami Zayn beat Kevin Owens, and we don't want to remember that Sami Zayn pinned Kevin Owens a few weeks ago before WrestleMania. Let's just forget that happened. Sami Zayn is still chasing Owens, as we learned a little bit later, but just fantastic match. I got the prediction right here, and just so you know, I predicted Ryback in the pre-show match as well, and Kalisto won, so I was wrong there. And then I predicted the Vaudevillains for the tag match. I just forgot to mention that, but that was a no contest, so I'm not really going to count that. So right now, I am 1 in 3, which is pretty bad. Next, we get right into the IC title match, and before the match, Kevin Owens cut a promo saying he was going to be on commentary because he wants to go for the Intercontinental Championship that he believes he should not have lost. Kevin Owens was amazing on commentary, and The Miz versus Cesaro was a fantastic match as well. Cesaro proving why he is one of the best in that ring against The Miz, and The Miz proving why he is the Intercontinental Champion, and he deserves to be in that spot because he is a fantastic heel. If booked correctly, he could be a major asset to the company, and ever since WrestleMania, he's been doing wonders, and I was not at all depressed that Miz won that title. I know Cesaro will get his moment. Cesaro did not look weak because I think the ending of this match was booked perfectly. This was amazing booking. I like that. It just made me so happy to see. We had Sami Zayn come out and attack Kevin Owens on commentary, closing the end of the match. They brawled ringside and they brawled into the ring, distracting Cesaro, who had the Miz in the crossface. Miz was tapping, but the referee was distracted because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were brawling. Cesaro took out both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Miz then would roll up Cesaro with a handful of tights. Yes, we have another roll-up victory, but this one was definitely warranted. The Miz wins because of that whole distraction, which most likely and obviously will be setting up a fatal 4-way IC championship match at Extreme Rules. This was the perfect way to set up a fatal 4-way and mix these feuds into one. Kevin Owens would then go and lay everybody out and hold up the IC title. Well, he didn't lay out the Miz. Maurice kind of saved him. He ran away, and Kevin Owens held up the IC championship. Honestly, tonight was the Kevin Owens show. They made Kevin Owens look like a freaking beast in that ring. Kevin Owens, he looked incredible. Decisive victory over Sami Zayn, and he was the last man standing with the IC title. So just overall great booking. This was, I believe, the end of the first hour of the show. Fantastic booking. This was just great in all cylinders. Next, we have Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho, which was probably one of the least hyped for me matches of the show, because I kind of felt like it was pointless, and I felt like they just needed Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho to have a match, so they put them together. And I believe this was originally supposed to happen at WrestleMania, but they just went with it. So I can't really complain, I guess, but I'm not really going to go into it. This was a good match. I didn't really care because I just wanted Dean Ambrose to win so he could have a solid pay-per-view win. I wish the storyline was a bit better going into this match. Dean Ambrose did win. Very good match. I enjoyed it. The storyline just wasn't really working for me, so it's hard to get invested into these characters. Especially Dean Ambrose is getting very, very stale. I think he needs a heel turn, especially since the lack of big-time heels. So I think we need to turn Dean Ambrose heel at some point. Definitely will launch his momentum. And I did predict that one correctly. I keep forgetting to announce my predictions. I predicted Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens won. I predicted The Miz. The Miz won. I predicted Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose won. So I have, I believe, 3 of 5 right now. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So next we have Charlotte versus Natalya. I was kind of disappointed with this match. I was disappointed because I know how great these women can work, and I just felt like this was not their best match. A lot of the match felt awkward. There were a lot of spots that you could tell they weren't quite connecting with. And it was just a little bit disappointing because I had such high expectations because I know how well these two women work together. The ending was a bit awkward too. We had a Montreal Screwjob-esque feel with Charlotte locking in the sharpshooter on Natalya. Charles Robinson rang the bell instantly. I don't know where they're going with here. It worked in Montreal. Well, Montreal was legit, but it just was weird. Like, did they pay Charles Robinson a lot of money to do? Like, I don't quite understand what they were going. I think they just wanted to set up Bret Hart and Natalya, dual sharpshooter, and Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair. I don't really know what they were going with there. Charlotte won. She was the right person to win. That's who I predicted. But I don't know. It was just kind of awkward and weird. Then we have Shane and Stephanie. Who will run Raw? Well, it was a very drawn out segment. It was entertaining, but it was very drawn out. You can tell they were trying to fill time since we lost a lot of time with the tag match. And yeah, they're both running Raw. Yay. Kind of predicted that. Let's get to the main event. So here we have Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. Some people are probably going to say it was disappointing because we did not see Finn Balor. Spoiler alert, we did not see Finn Balor. We didn't need to see Finn Balor. Those of you who don't know, those of you who don't want to hear an NXT spoiler, then skip ahead, I guess. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe will be having their rematch at NXT Revenge. Is it TakeOver Revenge or is it Revenge? I don't know. But they're going to be having their rematch. If Finn Balor came out here and attacked either Roman Reigns or AJ Styles, he's a heel. NXT, he's not going heel and fighting Samoa Joe unless they're going to do face on NXT. That wouldn't make any fucking sense though. So I don't see Finn Balor going heel until at least they've wrapped up their feud with Joe. So I don't see Finn Balor going heel. I didn't see him aligning with Gallows and Anderson. What I could see, I don't know. I don't know what to predict. I don't know if we're going to see Finn Balor until after TakeOver Revenge, which I would rather, unless they have something big planned. If they have something great planned that's awesome with Finn Balor, then perfect. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me to have him appear on WWE television while feuding with Samoa Joe and NXT over that championship. I don't need to see that. We don't need Finn Balor right now. We will get him eventually. But let's let him wrap up his feud with Joe, and then he can come up, and then we can do the whole Balor Club thing or whatever. But anyway, yes, we did not see Finn Balor on Payback. Okay, there it is. We did not see him. But what we did see was an excellent match between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns. Very slow start, very psychological, very back and forth, trying to one-up each other. It was really, really slow starting, but in a good way. It was like back and forth with the audience. The audience was literally shitting Roman Reigns. They were just shitting on him. I don't even know what to say. They were fucking shitting on him. They did not want to see them. Obviously, they were lowering the mics because it would have been way more deafening. However, the commentators were definitely acknowledging the fact that Reigns was getting booed, especially JBL saying that the audience loves to boo Roman, which I like to see. You can't hide it. It's quite obvious at this point. You can lower the mics all you want. We know that they don't like Roman Reigns because we don't like Roman Reigns either. So stop trying to hide it from us. Just admit it. And I appreciate that. Now, this match did have a little bit of overbooking to it. Now, we had a spot where AJ Styles hit a phenomenal forearm outside the ring on Reigns through a table. Excellent spot, by the way. And AJ Styles won by countout because AJ Styles was unable to get Roman in the ring, so he made the quick jump into the ring and the referee stopped the match. Then we had Shane come out. Shane restarted the match with no countouts, and then everyone was like, okay, well, since they're both in charge and they're both going to kind of conflict with each other, there's going to be a disqualification. Stephanie will come out. Sure enough, AJ went to the top rope. Roman Reigns caught him with a punch straight to the nads, and Stephanie comes out and says restart. By the way, AJ Styles beat Roman Reigns twice tonight. Roman Reigns won, but Roman Reigns won once. AJ Styles won twice. So yeah, 2 out of 3 falls, bitch. I don't know. AJ didn't look weak tonight, though. That's all I'm going to say. And that is why this main event was so great. AJ Styles looked like $1,000,000 in there against Roman Reigns. He looked like he was on Roman Reigns' level, if not above Roman Reigns' level. Roman Reigns was barely moving after his victory over AJ Styles. And of course, we did have Gallows and Anderson come out. And I liked the way they did this. They had a spot where, I can't remember, I think Roman Reigns was going for a spear after Roman hit 2 Superman punches on AJ. Gallows and Anderson came out, pulled AJ Styles out of the ring, beat the living fuck out of Roman Reigns. AJ was on the ground, didn't see what was happening. He slowly crawled up, saw Reigns was down, hit the phenomenal forearm, but Reigns put his leg on the rope. And then I believe we had the Usos come out and even the odds. Then we had Roman dive out, take everybody out. AJ hit a phenomenal forearm off the apron. AJ would go hit a 450 splash. Roman Reigns would kick out. AJ would go for another phenomenal forearm. Reigns would counter, hit a spear. Match over. Great match. Nothing happened after the match, but we did have a segment with the McMahons in which we have set up a match for Extreme Rules, the rematch between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match. Now, if we're going to have possibly Finn Balor interact in that match, maybe it will. Maybe he'll be on Raw tomorrow night. Who knows? All I can say is this is a fantastic show. A show, definitely. Great wrestling. Great development and storylines. Nobody looked weak. Unfortunate for Enzo Amore, but good news that he is okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Anyway, what do you guys think about this pay-per-view? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments section below what you thought. Anyway, thank you so much for watching Tap Out TV for your WWE Payback 2016 review. I'll be back tomorrow for a Raw review if I am able to get up here in time. And yeah, that's been it. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.